Good evening one and all. I am Dr. Gaurish Kumar. I am here with a new video about non-Hodgkin's and Hodgkin's lymphoma of the bone, which is a very rare entity. So guys, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma of the bone is also known as reticulum cell sarcoma of the bone. It is a rare extranodal lymphoma presenting as a localized solitary bone lesion. It is most common between the age group of 20 to 40 years of age, and it shows a characteristic male predominance with the male is to female ratio of 2:1. Clinically, the patient with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma of the bone presents with a localized pain of characteristic intermittent nature. The lesions in the bone most commonly involves the femur, tibia and humerus of all the long bones, and specifically involves the diaphyseal region of these long tubular bones. So before we proceed on to the radiological findings, I want you guys to understand the types of lytic bone destruction for better understanding of the radiological presentation of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. There are three types of lytic bony destruction. The first one being geographic bony lesion, the second one being the moth-eaten bony lesion, the third one being permeative bony lesion. The first one, which is geographic bony lesion, it is a bony destruction which is confined to one specific area of the bone. It has three types, 1A, 1B and 1C. In type 1A of geographic bony lesion, we see that there is a well-defined lesion within the bone with a dense sclerotic rim surrounding the lesion. However, in type 1B, we see that there is a well-defined lesion which lacks the sclerotic rim. Type C is something where the lesion is no more well-defined, it is an ill-defined lesion. Moth-eaten appearance of the bone. In moth-eaten appearance, we see that there is multiple clustered lytic bony foci of destructions, and these lesions can be discrete or can coalesce as well, and most of these lesions range between a size of 2 to 5 mm in diameter. The last one, the third type, is permeative bony destruction, which is the most important presentation in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So this is the important pattern of presentation in our video today. Here we see that there is multiple ill-defined foci of bony destructions. Here we see that there is multiple lytic tiny bony lesions, and all of these lytic ill-defined destructions are less than 1 mm in diameter. So this is a characteristic of permeative bone destruction, and this is a common presentation that we see in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Permeative bony medullary destruction within the diaphysis or the metaphysis of the long tubular bone is a characteristic radiological presentation. The patient can also present with minimal laminated periosteal response surrounding the lesion. There can be associated well-defined development of a soft tissue mass adjacent to the lesion. In the later stages of the lesion, the patient can also go for a pathological fracture of the involved site of the bone. So here is an X-ray image where we see the patient who present with a localized pain. Here on an X-ray, the patient presented with multiple tiny permeative bony lytic destructions predominantly involving the medullary region of the bone and the diaphysis of the long tubular bone, which on biopsy was seen to be a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Here is another image where we see that there are multiple ill-defined permeative bony destruction, as well as the patient has also gone for pathological fracture of the bone. So this is a classical presentation of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Next one is Hodgkin's lymphoma. It can be a secondary lesion of systemic disease or can also present as a primary bone lesion. 75% of the cases of Hodgkin's lymphoma present as lytic destruction. 15% of the lesions can present as sclerotic destruction, whereas the rest of the lesions can still present as mixed lytic and sclerotic lesions. Vertebral body is the most common site of occurrence in Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it most commonly involves the dorsal and the lumbar spine. Other bones that can be involved is also scapula, ribs, sternum and femur. So there are two important characteristic findings that we see in Hodgkin's lymphoma. One is ivory vertebra The next one is scalloping of the anterior and lateral margins. So here we see that there is one vertebral body which is radiodense compared to the rest of the vertebral bodies. This is ivory vertebra. At the same time, the anterior margins of the vertebral body shows scalloping. This scalloping feature of the anterior margin of vertebral body is typical of Hodgkin's lymphoma, and this is one feature which helps differentiating ivory vertebra in Paget's disease as well as osteoblastic metastasis, because ivory vertebra is also seen in Hodgkin's, Paget's disease and osteoblastic metastasis. Scalloping of the anterior margin is one that is very specific for Hodgkin's lymphoma. However, if the vertebral body is enlarged in size compared to other vertebral bodies, it is more classical of Paget's disease. Here we see an AP view of the same, but here there is no typical lateral scalloping. I hope this video has helped you all. Thank you.